Okay, I know this is going to be controversial. I get it, but I got to say it. We have to talk about the myths of Ozempic. And I want to preface this by saying I'm not trying to dishonor anybody who has lost weight with Ozempic. If you haven't seen my interview, my most recent interview on Diary of the CEO, I will leave the link here. Stephen and I talk about this, that there are people who are losing large amounts of weight with Ozempic, and that's amazing. But we got a bigger problem here, because those people are struggling to get off Ozempic, and the name of the health game isn't to be on a medication for you the rest of your life. The name of the health game is to master your lifestyle. So if you do get on a medication, you get on for a short period of time and then you get off. Same thing with supplements. So here's what I want you to know is that there are 3 myths about Ozempic that we're not talking about. And we're going to talk about them here on this video. And I want to just unpack what Ozempic is doing, and could you achieve the same thing with your lifestyle? There are a lot of people educating on health out there, and there's a lot of big fancy words to be used. I prefer to use words that everybody could understand. So we can be like GLP-1, semaglutide, sure, whatever. But I'm just going to say that one of the things we know about Ozempic is it kills, and all the weight loss drugs, is that they kill hunger. And that's why people are losing weight. And that's the benefit of the GLP-1 and the semaglutide conversation. So really at the root of knowing these medications is they kill hunger. Okay, well, is that good? I mean, think about that for a moment. Is that good? Like, what happens when you kill hunger? Okay, well, then now you're not bringing in food, but that also means you're not bringing in nutrients, and you're not bringing in protein to build muscle, and you're not bringing in fiber to break down hormones. The experience that I've had with people on Ozempic is that it kills hunger so much that now it's at the expense of not bringing in things your body needs. Okay, well, what else kills hunger? Well, put it in the notes, put it in the comments if it's you. A fasting lifestyle can kill hunger. This metabolic switch, when you learn how to be a really good sugar burner, which I teach you in Eat Like a Girl, and how to be a really good fat burner, which I teach you in Fast Like a Girl, when you learn how to get this metabolic switch, not only do you drop weight like you do in Ozempic, not only do you kill hunger, but you don't kill hunger so much that you don't feel like eating. Now, I do know from everybody who's been on Ozempic that I've talked to is that there's, it kills it in the beginning when you first do the shot, and then as the week goes on, it improves. But we need hunger. We need a little bit of hunger. We just don't need an extreme amount of hunger. So fasting lifestyle still kills hunger, but it doesn't do it at the cost of you not wanting to eat. Okay, so here are the myths. I want to unpack 3 of them. So the first one's really important to me, and it should be important to you. Let's put these 2 together. We've got a fasting lifestyle and we have a weight loss drug. I'm over here teaching you a fasting lifestyle. You learn how to get a metabolic switch and you start dropping weight. And you know what happens to you? You're like, man, I'm a badass. Like, look at what I did. I see it in your reviews. I see it in your comments. You're like, I didn't know 60, 70, 80-year-olds are like, finally lost weight. I didn't know I could do that. And so what happens with a fasting lifestyle is you have so much self-pride. That matters to your health. Feeling good about yourself, feeling worthy, feeling self-pride, it matters. Let's put that next to a weight loss drug. You inject in a weight loss drug. Now you might feel good. You're like, I feel better because I look in the mirror and I like who I have. But there are so many people right now that when they hear, when somebody says, you look really good. And you dropped weight. And they're like, yeah, I'm doing Ozempic. There's kind of an energy back to you of like, oh, well, you cheated. And I'm not saying Ozempic is cheating, but the pride in yourself for doing something hard that caused your body to lose weight goes away when you're making and injecting something into yourself. I want you feeling empowered about your body. This is what we talked about on the Diary of the CEO. Is we talked about the importance of this idea around health. Feeling good about yourself and the skin you live in is massively important when it comes to health. So please don't rob yourself of that experience. So myth number 1 is that when you lose weight with Ozempic, you will feel amazing. I know you feel amazing, but do you feel empowered? Do you feel like a badass? Just ask yourself and be really truthful about that. Myth number 2 is that Ozempic, when you're losing weight with Ozempic, you are moving yourself towards health. I don't feel that. I get that your hemoglobin A1C went down, but I love hemoglobin A1C. I love it as a marker. I love that you are seeing a visual on your labs that is showing you improvement in metabolic health. But what about protein? Like I mentioned this before, what about fiber? What about nutrients? If you're not eating all day long, how are you getting things in that you need to build muscle? How are you getting nutrients in? And Eat Like a Girl, I have something called the Key 24. There are 24 nutrients you need to be able to make hormones. If you're not eating, you're not getting those nutrients. So it's really important that we don't lose sight of the fact that just because you're losing weight doesn't mean you're healthy. We still have a nutrient load. We still have a fiber count. I just brought Dr. Mary Claire Haver. I love this woman. She's doing great work in the menopausal space right now. I just brought her on my podcast, and she talked about the number 1 rule for women and hormones is fiber. Eat more fiber, and she recommends 20 grams of fiber. Well, fiber fills you up. So if you're on Ozempic and you're not getting enough fiber, then what's going to happen with your ability to break hormones down? Just something we got to all think about. I got another book for you. It's called Eat Like a Girl. You will now know for your feminine body how to metabolically switch. I hope it helps. Okay, myth number 3 is that because you went on Ozempic, you've solved your metabolic problem and you've lost weight, your hemoglobin A1C is down, and now you can get off of them. Okay, I think we've all heard this, but hopefully if you haven't, what's your exit strategy? The myth is like, this is the miracle cure. You get on it, you're cured. How are you going to get off of it? When are you going to get off of it? So this one concerns me the most because I just want to, I know I have a worldwide audience, but I was just in England. In England, spent a couple of weeks there. Ozempic costs like $300-$400. In America, it costs like $1,000. This is expensive medication. And so what do? What's your next move once you've lost weight? It has not solved your metabolic problem. It has temporarily put a patch on it. It has not solved it. Because once you are off that medication, your metabolic health goes right back into its old state. So it has not solved your metabolic health. So we need something that's going to solve your metabolic health. And honestly, the thing that I have seen after over 700,000 books going out into the world and after over 80 million views on my YouTube channel, what solves metabolic health is a fasting lifestyle. So the best thing we could do for people on weight loss drugs is to actually teach them how to build a fasting lifestyle. So if you're on these drugs or you know somebody who's on these drugs that's trying to get off of them, then send this video to them. And what I'm going to recommend is that you all start learning a fasting lifestyle, have a compressed eating window and have a time where you're fasting. These 2 books for women, I got you covered. I got it. You can learn it in these 2 books. But if we do that along with these weight loss drugs, then there can be an exit because now you've solved your metabolic health. So I'm not here to tell you what to do or not to do with medication. That is a personal conversation between you and your doctor. But I am here to tell you that we've got to be very cautious about many of the things that are the downsides of this incredible weight loss drug that everybody is excited about. I had some really interesting conversations recently. One of them was with Stephen on the Diary of the CEO, where one of the things they're finding is that people going on Ozempic are finding that they're more depressed. And the reason for that is because they've used food to push down their emotions. And now they're not hungry, so they don't have food to be able to give them that dopamine response. We have to think long-term on this game. And what I know is that when we apply a fasting lifestyle to this tool, this weight loss tool, now we have a path out. And you could use that Ozempic just like a little trigger to be able to support you and help you along your health path. So I hope this brings context to a conversation that I can tell you many of my health influencers and doctors in my space and what I call doctor authors that are writing books. This is the conversation we're having behind the scenes. Everybody's a little nervous because where is personal responsibility in Ozempic? Where is personal empowerment in Ozempic? And although it is proving to be a metabolic temporary hero, there's a long-term game around health that's not being had. And I hope in this video, you just got it. So I'm always cheering you on. I always want you to love living in your body. I'm here to be your number one fan. And I don't want you to miss out on that moment of self-pride because it's really awesome. Those of you who've lost weight with a fasting lifestyle, put it in the comments. How great do you feel? In the Diary of the CEO podcast, he opened up with 2 amazing testimonials from the last podcast I did with him. And one of the testimonials, the woman said, "I now know I can do hard things." God, do you know how amazing that is for a person to realize they can do hard things? And they have that self-confidence to do hard things? Yeah, that's a pretty cool. Don't rob yourself of that moment. So there are my thoughts on Ozempic, and I hope they're new thoughts that you haven't heard of. If you know somebody on Ozempic, send this out. If you're thinking about it, I hope it gives you a deeper thought. But as always, do not give up on yourself, please. You are so worth it. You deserve that win. Don't hand it over to a medication. Much love. Okay, you trying to maximize your weight loss? Apple cider vinegar may be the key. Go check out this video where I show you exactly when, how, and why you want to use it for weight loss. Apple cider vinegar changes your microbiome of your gut. This good bacteria is going to help to bring your blood sugar down and make it so that you can switch over into the fat burning state.